Hey, we're back. We're back. We're doing this one in the dark. Because I'm heading off to a mate's house. Talk about some shiz and izzle. Go and check in on him. I haven't seen him for a couple of weeks, so I wanted to go and see him and say g'day and catch up with him. Right, well, she's a bit bumpy, boys. Hold on. Right. Today's episode. Well, because yesterday when I did the episode, I feel naked when I don't wear a watch. Well, I've got my watch and I'm not wearing it right now. It's in the bathroom. I just forgot that I didn't have it on. And I feel weird without it. So sorry about that. I just felt a bit weird without it. Now, like, I just want to clear a couple of things up because, like, you know, if you follow on the Melbournes, like, did you know we're the only country in the world with an 8 o'clock curfew during COVID? Do you know we're the only country in the world with an 8 o'clock curfew in one of our states? I should clarify that. One of our states has an 8 o'clock curfew, and people get arrested if they're outside of that curfew. No, without a valid reason or exemption letter. You got to have an exemption. What kind of fucking bullshit country has this country turned into? You know, if you're following us over here in Australia, you're probably thinking we're the craziest bunch of sons of guns going around. But we're stupid. The people are stupid. One of my favourite lines out of Forrest Gump, Mum said, "What stupid is, the stupid does," and that's basically what's going on. You know, you got these cunts like, "Oh yeah, Daniel Andrews, you're awesome. Keep on doing it. Keep us safe. You know, we love it." And then yesterday he comes out, right, get this, right, there's already an 8 o'clock curfew for 6-10 weeks, whatever it is. Ridiculous. People are so willing to give up their personal freedoms and liberties in the name of safety, and that's what the government's using. You know, I still can't understand how people don't see this as very, very similar. Like, the ideology is the same as Nazi Germany. People go, "Oh, but it's not, because they're not shipping them off to concentration camps and killing them." No, but they don't have to, because the suicide rate in Victoria alone has jumped 20% since lockdowns. That's right, 20%. Okay? There are young men and women killing themselves that were probably already on the verge of, like, "Oh yeah, maybe I want to do this, maybe I don't want to live here anymore, maybe I don't want to live on this planet anymore, maybe I just want to die," right? They were already on the cusp of that, yeah? Then you got this fucking moron who's in charge of an entire state and its people, who's supposed to be a leader, locking people up, which is pushing people over the edge. All right? So, no, he's not putting them in concentration camps and killing them, no. But he's not helping them fucking stay alive. He's either killing old people, right? I read an article today from one of the doctors and one of the epidemiologists and stuff, right? Because there's so many, right? There's so many epidemiologists out there, right? But you don't get to see these ones who say this stuff, who come out and actually say these articles. You don't get to see these people on the news every day. You don't get to see these people at all, period. Because the media doesn't want you to see these guys. The media doesn't want you to hear what these guys have to say, right? This guy literally said today, he said that the lockdowns have done nothing. Nothing that lockdowns wouldn't have done. You understand that? So you've got a government locking down a state, and they're putting it in a state of emergency, right? And now Daniel Andrews wants to extend that state of emergency from 90 days or whatever it is, 6 weeks, to 10 weeks or whatever. I can't remember. It's a lot. It's like 3 months or some shit. I don't know. But, like, he wants to extend the state of emergency for another 12 months. Are you fucking kidding me? Now, people think, oh, that means we're going to be locked down for 12 months. No. What that means is that if the government, which is the federal government, says, yeah, all right, we're going to allow it, and he gets the votes he needs to pass, you know, to get it done, what that means, people, is that at the drop of a fucking hat, meaning one case, all it takes is one person to be sick, and Daniel Andrews has the authority to tell you to stay home for another 6 weeks. He has the authority to tell you that you have to close your business because you can't operate under the COVID restrictions. It'll give him the authority for another 12 months to be able to do and say what he likes. Okay? And there is nothing you can do about it. Okay? Otherwise you'll get fined. But which the fines are stupid anyway, because they're unconstitutional. Because under the Constitution, our borders shouldn't be closed anyway. Under the Constitution, our borders should never ever be closed. People should never be allowed to be withheld in their own borders in Australia. That's part of our Constitution. That's a constitutional right. That is an actual constitutional fucking right. Okay? And I'm not just saying that because I want to say it. I'm saying it because it's in there, okay? It's in the Constitution. So, you've got this bloke running this country, running this state into the ground economically, and he's also killing people. He's killing people. All the people that have died in nursing homes. It's okay for the public sector services to be okay because they've got jobs. They get paid every week. People in the private sector, they're getting screwed the fuck over every day. Every day. I was listening to last night on Sky News. I was listening to Andrew Bolt. One of my friends doesn't like Andrew Bolt. Some things he says make sense, and some things are like, oh, that's a bit how you're going. But more to the point is he's got a correspondence in WA, and you see, what's going to happen is all these people at the moment in Australia are getting all this money, right? They're getting all this money. They've got all this excess money. They're either hiding it, hoarding it, or spending the crap out of it. See, whereas in WA, this lady noticed that once they did some digging, housing shortages has risen. There's no houses to rent because people have got enough money to buy to get into the rental market and rent. But that's because they can afford to right now because of the COVID-19 supplement payments. What happens when the supplement payment stops and that $400 a house that they've got with a pool, right? Now they're going to be homeless. Now they're going to be broke. You know, you're sending the people into a certain demise, that especially the lower to middle class people who are financially educated on how to spend money and save it and use it and make more of it. Oh, excuse me. So here you've got this situation in Melbourne where no one can do anything and no one can spend any money unless it's at the supermarket, and only one person can go per day, right? So one person from each household can only go per day, and it's only within a 5 kilometre radius. And if you're caught outside the 5 kilometre radius, you get a fine. You get an on-the-spot fine, right? Not joking, that's fucking legit real, okay? And it's actually an unlawful fine, but it doesn't matter. That's not the video's about. The video's about people waking up and realising that the government hasn't got your best interest. They haven't got your best interest. Because if they had your best interest, they would tell you the truth, okay? When old Sutton comes on the TV in the middle of the day in national television and says to the whole nation, it doesn't matter whether you die with or from COVID or that you've had it, right? So it doesn't matter whether you die with it or from it. We're going to put you on the mortality statistics anyway. There we go, you can see me now, right? We're going to put you on the mortality statistics anyway, right? So therefore, let's say they had 17 deaths in one day, right? Let's just use that as an example, right? And 10 of those deaths were unclear deaths, meaning they weren't from COVID, they were from heart attacks, right? They were from heart attacks, right? These people died from heart attacks. But those people, if they tested positive, right, that's 10 extra on the death toll, right? On the death toll, on the mortality rate. Meaning not 7 people died from COVID, right? 17 died from COVID, when you really know that 10 really died from a heart attack. They just had COVID, right? So what I don't understand is people don't understand that part. What don't you understand? You die with something, and you can die from something else. So just because you have cancer doesn't mean you're going to die from cancer. I mean, the likelihood's really fucking high if it's terminal. Obviously, it's terminal. But if you've got cancer and you're managing it and you're being treated and you know everything's going your way, you can walk out in front of a bus tomorrow and get hit. Did the cancer kill you, or did the bus fucking kill you? Right? What would be put on the death certificate? What would be, see? Right? So the death certificate would say, killed in a road accident involving a bus. Okay? The death certificate would say he died by getting hit by a bus. He died because he had extreme injuries and severe injuries from the bus. His head was hemorrhaging. His rib cage was caved in. His pelvis was shattered. He had internal bleeding throughout his whole body. He died from the bus hitting him. He didn't die of cancer. Okay? He had cancer when he got hit by the bus. Right? Does this make sense? Right? That makes complete sense to me. So it's the same as COVID. Right? He died of a heart attack. Right? But he had COVID. Right? He died of a heart attack, but he just had COVID. Okay? Doesn't mean he died from COVID because he didn't. Okay? People are going to start realising that this shit, what they're doing in Victoria, is setting a precedence for the rest of the other states. I can't leave my state until fucking December. And every time it gets close to us, to a point where we're about to say, yeah, we guys can go, they extend it even further. So I said this in yesterday's video. It's called conditioning, okay? It's conditioning the mind to accept the fact that you cannot leave and you do not question it. It's called conditioning. You do it to your body when you train for an event. So you want to run 5Ks, you don't just run and go and do a 5K event. You condition the body to be prepared for that. You want to run a marathon, you don't just sign up and do a marathon. You've got to condition the body to be able to do that. You've got to condition it, right? The mind is the same, right? The mind works exactly the same way. You've got to condition it to a thought process. You want to be wealthy? You've got to condition to wealthy thoughts. You've got to condition yourself to think wealthy thoughts. You've got to think like wealthy people. You've got to act like wealthy people. You've got to do what wealthy people do. Okay, it's conditioning. Okay, and COVID fear is conditioning you to be afraid of something you should not be afraid of. When 99.97% of people will survive it. Oh yeah, but that's because of lockdowns. No, an epidemiologist stated, okay, in an article that with or without lockdowns, we'd still be in the same situation. Did you know last year there was 1,200 fucking deaths from the flu, yet we've just broken 400 from COVID. There was over 40,000 cases of the flu in Melbourne in August 2019. There is a news article on it. There is a whole fucking segment on it. How a lady says she was too scared to go to work. She stayed over 10 days. She thought she was going to die. A vaccine is very unlikely. Everybody praying for a vaccine. How many times do you need to be told that this vaccine is unlikely, but yet you'll turn on the television in the morning with your breakfast and you'll listen to fucking Koshi, or you'll listen to Sam, or you'll listen to Beretta or fucking Natalie Barr, and they'll say, oh, we're waiting on a vaccine. We're waiting on a vaccine. And then the next minute, bam, on the news, oh, yeah, look, a vaccine's pretty unlikely because the virus is tracking like it's changing every few weeks, or we can't keep up with the antibodies. The antibodies just disappear. People will fucking survive this. We need to learn to live with it. Okay, we need to live with it. Okay, we live with the flu. Okay, we live with cancer. Okay, we don't like it, but we live with it. We live with the fact that someone we know and love might have cancer or might get cancer. Okay, we live with that. we live with that? Why are we so hell-bent on buying the fear of COVID-19? Why are we buying the fear? Why? What for? It's doing nothing but harming people. That freaked me the fuck out. That's my mate's cat, and it scared the shit out of me. Anyway, that's my video. I am done. I'm going to upload it in a minute, and then I'm going to fucking boom, boom, chickaloom in here, right? So take care, and I'll see you guys later.